Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Jordan Report, and I am your host, Robert Jordan. Everyone, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Okay, guys, we're going to continue our local news series. We're going back out to LA, which happens to be my hometown. I don't live there now. But if you knew LA 20 or 30 years ago, it would break your heart what has happened to this place. They literally destroyed paradise. Here's the local news of the homelessness problem out there.
Smelly, dirty, scary, just a few of the words tourists have used to describe their trips to Los Angeles.
And tonight in our continuing Streets of Shame series, our I-Team investigator Joel Grover reveals how the homeless crisis here is costing businesses millions in canceled vacations.
Welcome to Los Angeles, where tourists flock from all over the world to see our beaches, landmarks, and now homeless people in the middle of traffic, shaving in fire hydrants, or this man pulling down his pants and urinating on the sidewalk while people stroll by with their shopping bags. It was all too much for Victoria Kemtob of Deerfield Beach, Florida, when she came here earlier this year to visit family and see the sights.
I don't think I'm going back.
And apparently a lot of tourists feel that way. Tony Hoover has owned a tour company for 20 years that does walking tours based out of downtown Los Angeles.
The aggressive nature of the homeless population has skyrocketed.
Hoover says the COVID-19 pandemic has now tanked his business and intensified the homeless crisis.
It's like kicking you when you're down.
He showed the I-Team this email he got from one of his largest clients canceling their future tours with him in the downtown area. The email says our guests usually like to go out for a walk after dinner and they do not feel the location is safe. He says it's a huge loss for his company of $60,000 a year.
Once you have a big company like this pulling out, that word goes out and other people will follow them. So it will be definitely a domino effect.
Downtown will lose more tourism.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to regress. We're not going to go forward.
Just log on to TripAdvisor and you'll find thousands of complaints from tourists saying things like, filthy, we could not get in a hot shower fast enough, and we left our shoes outside our house for 2 weeks when we returned home from LA.
I just thought it was disgusting. The tents were really wall to wall in Venice Beach, but there were a lot in LA.
The city and county announced earlier this summer that they'll now move almost 7,000 homeless people off the streets in the next 18 months. This after a U.S. district judge mandated a solution. Keep in mind, that leaves nearly 60,000 homeless people still on the streets of L.A. County. Hoover hopes local leaders will get a handle on the situation before the 2028 Summer Olympics takes place in L.A.
The world is going to see how we treat our own people. And if they see people living on the street, if they see people suffering on the street, what kind of message does that send the world as to what kind of people we are?
Hoover's tour company has been closed since mid-March because of COVID-19. He's now worried that tourists who've been avoiding LA because of the virus might not come back until the city finds a place for the thousands of homeless to live off the streets. For the I-Team, I'm Joel Grover.
Okay, guys. These people literally killed the goose that was laying the golden eggs. These people's streets were paved with gold. Look at all the trash behind it. It's a terrible, terrible thing.